Hello children, this is the second poem from your book First Flight Class 10. So this poem has been written by Robert Frost. Robert Lee Frost was born on 26 March 1874. He belongs to 20th century, but still he is different from other modern poets because he is the modern in spirit and traditional in the style of his poetry. Now, let me introduce the poem to you. Fire and Ice is a short poem consisting of two stanzas. These two stanzas deal with two possibilities of the destruction of the world, how the poet has used two elements, fire and ice. Both are elements, fire and ice, and the other one is ice. Both literary and symbolically is worth appreciating. The title of the poem Fire and Ice is short and crisp but meaningful. It contains in itself the whole gists of the poem. Fire and ice are used symbolically for two contrary sets of emotions. Robert Frost shows the prevalence of fiery passions like fury, cruelty, violence, greed, and as well as the cold feelings like hatred, indifferences, and insensitivity. Now, let me explain you the first stanza. It goes like this. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. From what I have tasted of desire, I hold those who favor fire. So in this stanza, Robert Frost says that there are two schools of thoughts holding contrary opinions about how the world would meet its end. Some people are of view that it would end because of intense heat as there is increasing global warming. In other words, the deep heat of fire, deep heat in the earth will lead to natural calamities like volcanoes, like earthquakes and tsunamis, which will one day end the earth. The sun may emit scorching rays and the world may burn down, but there are others who believe that the sun might lose its heat, leaving the world frozen to end. So, however, from his own experiences, the poet subscribes to the opinion to those who think that the world would end in fire. So, here fire and ice have not been used only literally but also have a symbolic meaning. So, fire stands for fierce, fiery, violent, patience, whereas ice, on the other hand, is symbolic of cold feeling. Now let me throw light on the literary devices used by the poet in this poem. First one is alliteration. So alliteration is the occurrence of the same sound at the beginning of the closely connected words. The example you can see here, the sound of some say in some say and were in world will are repeatedly. Another example also we can see here in the same stanza, last line, favor, fire. So both starts with the sound for, it makes the expression musical. Then anaphora. Anaphora is a word or a group of words is used repeatedly at the beginning of sentences or clauses to create a spatial effect to emphasize on something. So you can see here, some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. So here the expression some say has been used successively in two lines to emphasize the difference of opinion. So that much is clear to you children, hope. Now then the poet has used symbolism. Symbolism is used of symbols to signify ideas and qualities by giving them symbolic meanings that are different from literal sense. For example, here you can see fire. So fire is used as a symbol of anger, lust, greed, and violence. Another is ice, that is symbolic of hatred and indifference. So next is enjambment. Children, enjambment is a poetic device in which an idea doesn't end with a line. It is carried on to the next line or lines without any punctuation mark, comma, or full stop. You can see here the first line is continuing to the second, and similarly the third line is continuing to the last line. So this is the example of enjambment. Children, if we talk about rhyme scheme next, so you can see here rhyme scheme of the poem. The poem is basically of 9 lines divided into 2 unequally stanzas, and rhyme scheme is not uniform, obviously, because in the first stanza there are 4 lines and in second stanza there are 5 lines. So the rhyme scheme of first stanza is A B A A. Now move on second stanza. Now let's see the second stanza. But if it had to perish twice, I think I know enough of hate to say that for destruction lies it also great and would suffice. So in this stanza, the poet continues his idea that the world would perish, but the pose of destruction is completely in contrast to the pose to the first stanza. In the first stanza, we saw that the poet was supporting the people who favor fire. He thinks that people have lost all the emotions that were considered to be warm. They have lost affection, love, kindness, consideration, and even sympathy. These emotions have been replaced by the cold emotions of hatred and jealousy. So rampant and so intense is the feeling of hatred that the poet feels that it can be a potential cause of the destruction of the world. The end of the poem suggests that it doesn't matter which is stronger, whether the fire or the ice, both carry the destructive elements which may finally annihilate the world. Now, literary devices. First one is enjambment. You can see the thought of the second line floats to the third line, then to the fourth, and to the fifth without usage of any punctuation mark. And the poet has used rhyme scheme over here. As you can see, children, there are 5 lines in the stanza. So the rhyme scheme of the stanza is A, B, A, B, A. Then we have next is assonance. Assonance, that is close repetition of same vowel sounds, not letters, within a group of word are repeatedly used in a line. So here you can see if it. So here in if it, the first line I sound is repeated, which makes the line soft and musical. That's all for today. Thank you very much.